In the early 16th century, the world was still largely unexplored. Many believed that the earth was flat, and if one sailed too far, they would fall off the edge. But one man dared to challenge this belief.
It's impossible. No one has ever sailed around the world before.
But think of the riches we could bring back. Think of the glory.
Gentlemen, I have a proposal.
Magellan, what brings you here?
I have planned to sail around the world to get spices.
What? You're going to travel just for spices? You're joking, right?
But Magellan has a point. Spices are in high demand today.
I'm serious. I believe it can be done.
Magellan talked to the King of Portugal to present his first voyage around the world.
Your Majesty, I propose to sail west to cross the Atlantic.
And how do you plan to do this?
By sailing around the world, Your Majesty.
Around the world? That's madness.
It may seem like madness, but I assure you it can be done.
On August 10, 1519, Magellan set sail with 5 ships: the San Antonio, Concepcion, Victoria, Santiago, and Trinidad, with 270 men determined to prove that the world is round.
The Moluccas Island.
They're very rich lands after all, but unreachable by navigating westward sail.
If you consider our world to be that way, the Moluccas Island will obviously out of reach.
What do you mean in other ways? You're talking nonsense.
What are you referring to?
Enrique,
Please allow me.
So, the savage knows how to speak our tongue.
I am no savage, good sir, and the island is my home. There are no savages.
Enrique will serve as our interpreter when we get to his island.
I don't believe for a second that there's a passage that will lead us from American to Ireland.
They say that the last crew that sought to discover it was turned into an appetizer for the cannibal.
On September 20, 1519, Magellan sailed with 5 ships. The journey is filled with storms, mutinies, and battles. Starvation made their morale low and unhappy until they reached the port of St. Julia. Due to the tragic experience of their voyage, the 3 galleon commander ships, Mendoza, Quesada, and Cartagena, had a misunderstanding with Magellan that led to an uprising that made Magellan conclude that the ships Santiago and Trinidad were the only ships that were loyal and faithful to him.
What was the urgent matter you wanted to attend, Mr. Cartagena?
As you all know, from now onwards, we'll be charting a known territory. Is that so?
As soon as we stock up on provision,
Everybody here is a good captain. But are you all sure that we could keep navigating without knowing the road?
Wait a minute. What exactly are you proposing, Cartagena?
What's so wrong about him leading the way?
Are you suggesting we should rise up agents to Admiral?
are you okay waiting a while, Captain Cartagena?
Don't make it long. Magellan's Portuguese, after all, white. Are all of you sure that is not secretly working against Spain?
While traveling, they encountered a storm that caused a significant damage to their ship. The ship of Santiago was wrecked, and the other crews had to be taken to the other vessel. Despite the storms, the ships continued on facing new challenges at every turn. Despite all of those mitigating circumstances, it did not compel Magellan's quest to pursue and continue with the journey. On October 21, 1520, Magellan finally entered the strait that he had been seeking, better known as the Strait a month of sailing, the commander of San Antonio ship and its crew departed and decided to go back to Spain, leaving the three galleon ships, Victoria, Concepcion, and Trinidad.
This ocean is so quiet and vast.
It seems like the storm is gone and the sea is calm.
I'm sure our journey will be beautiful in this ocean, and I want to name it tranquil or calm.
After 3 months and 20 days at sea, they arrived in Guam on March 6, 1521.
Good day to you, my friend. We are travelers in search of spices.
Is that so? We welcome you to our island. What's the problem, Magellan?
We lost some our belongings, and they said you to talk them.
Why would you say that? We're not like that, Magellan.
Come on, Magellan, let's leave here.
What will you do, Magellan?
I won't accept this without seeking revenge.
In March 16, 1521, Magellan discovered Samal in the Philippines. Landing in Homonhon, locals detected him and warmly traded food and supplies. On March 28, 1521, they reached Mazauwa, meeting Raha Colombo and Raha Siawi.
What is the reason you traveled for a long time and ended up here?
We are just looking for something, but for now, can we stay here?
Of course, you are welcome here.
I am glad that you welcome me to your island.
Magellan reached Cebu on April 8, 1521. Magellan told his Malay slave Enrique to assure the people of Cebu that they came as friends, not as enemies. The Cebu chieftain Raha Humabon and his wife Hara Amihan welcomed the Spaniards. Gifts were exchanged and two parties sealed their friendship with a blood compact.
It's very beautiful here.
I am Raha Humabon, the chieftain here in Cebu.
Such sweetness in this union. I wanted to come here, Ra, because we wish to explore the world and we have faced many challenges. By the way, I am Magellan.
Of course, you are welcome here. To make your acceptance warmer, we would like to offer this as a token of gratitude for your welcome.
Thank you very much. Here is also something we want to give you in appreciation of the joy you bring to Portuguese. Many things.
Magellan propagated Catholicism among the Cebuanos, and baptisms took place on April 14, 1521. After a few days, Magellan devised plans to conquer Mactan, as agreed upon by Raha and Magellan. The Battle of Mactan took place on April 27, 1521, and it proved to be a bloody and challenging encounter. The air echoed with the clashing of swords as Magellan's soldier The Battle of Mactan took place on April 27, 1521, and it proved to be a bloody and challenging encounter. The air echoed with the clashing of swords as Magellan's soldiers confronted the formidable warriors under the command of Lapu-Lapu. Magellan was killed and stuck in the foot by a poisoned arrow, which resulted in his weakness. Due to the inflicted wound, this became an opportunity for the local chieftains to defeat Magellan. Magellan was killed and struck in the foot by a poisoned arrow. This became an opportunity for the local chieftains to defeat Magellan, ultimately leading to his demise from the chieftain's arrow. As the sun went down on April 28, 1521, complete silence covered the sad story of Magellan's death. They embarked on the journey to Cebu. Action.
Piniripan ko.
Sa.
Pagtuay, day.
Sa pa.
Pagbatay na dire na nagkikiwa. Ay, sorry. No, grabe lang kami. Hoy, magbanis ka. Magbanis ka. Si Princess, yung babatay niya pa.
Sakto lang to sa panan ng ilang.
Reply! Go!
Cut.
Hold, man!
Kuyakan ka!
Nahuring sa mukha. Sudo ko ikaw, tapos ka to yung talinga.
Tawa niyo! Una ka na, go.
Pagyakan gad kam.
Ay!
May kamot dito, may kamot. Waray dito kamot.
Takay, king of the glory!
Pagyakan ka para andam.
Pagyakan kay ang para pag aniyo pagdab. Maram ka maniyak nun.